Hi there folks, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to explore the topic of high-speed internet when you're off-grid. And I'll tell you, I've gone through a few trials before I've actually ended up happy with the Wi-Fi setup I have now. One of the things that I explored was satellite, and that's so expensive, and the signal from friends who told me is so poor, gave that one a miss. So I looked for Comcast. I thought, well, it's probably super expensive, maybe I could do that. No Comcast in this area. So in my research, I ran across something called a MOFI 4500 LTE. And according to folks who owned it, even in rural or off-grid areas, it did a fantastic job of bringing in a powerful Wi-Fi signal. Then I looked at the price. Close to $500? Not happening. Being a frugal guy, I was doing a $14 a month plan through a company called US Mobile. I used that primarily for talk and text, and then when I got home, there was Comcast there, so that's where I just accessed the internet. So moving here to southeast Arizona in Cochise County, I continued with US Mobile, but just bumped up the plan. It was around $50 a month. So what I learned from a friend, you could take your smartphone and literally create what's called a hotspot, and I'd never heard of that until a friend told me about it, and I found out that it did indeed work here. So I was pretty enthusiastic in the beginning. So the main problem with the $50 a month plan from US Mobile was that I was limited in the data I could use. And so I would be doing something important, and the next thing I'd get the signal that says, no internet connectivity. In desperation, I thought, well, I'll do a workaround. I'll use a little bit of data, but then I will go to restaurants in the area that I frequent and literally at times sit outside in my car and essentially jump on their internet. So I'm here at McDonald's trying to connect to the internet. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I got my laptop right here, all taped together. It's kind of seen better days. And I have to use a keyboard, external keyboard on this, because the laptop came apart and somehow I think I spilled water in it or something, so the keyboard doesn't work. And it's saying connecting, but now it says can't connect to this network. Don't know why. I give up. This place totally rocks. Absolutely amazing, delicious pizza and free internet. Love it. One of my favorite places to eat anywhere. Okay, let's give it a go. Okay, not sure if you can see it, but I actually connected. Anyway, great news. Thanks to Mimosa, I can now surf the web. It's not a very safe thing to do because other people could tap into my personal information. So I was a little hesitant, but I was desperate. When I used YouTube, there was a lot of buffering, and if I uploaded a video, it took literally hours. Just painful. I got so fed up, jumped in the car, drove into Sierra Vista to the big Verizon store, and signed up with their $90 a month plan. I really wasn't impressed. Wasn't very fast, and here I am spending $90 a month. I don't think so. So just on a whim, I decided to go back online and look at the MOFI 4500 again. MOFI 4500 was now being replaced by newer models, including a 5G model. And the best thing? eBay. I found one for 200 bucks. So one bit of information you need to know about the MOFI 4500, it comes in different versions. And two of the most popular versions are SIM 4 and SIM 7. And there's been tests done by other YouTubers, and I'll put that info below. But by far, SIM 4 is a lot faster. So fortunately, I learned that before I purchased my MOFI 4500, and I have a SIM 4. The MOFI 4500 operates on a SIM card with its own independent plan. And AT&T offers a $20 a month independent, not connected at all to any AT&T plan you have, for $20 a month and unlimited data. So that right there, folks, is my AT&T tower. And guess what? It's only about 15 minutes from my home, which is fantastic. So as the crow flies, it's pretty easy for me to get a signal. When you call AT&T and ask about their tablet plan, they're going to ask you about your tablet. Each tablet has what's called an IEMI number with it. So each tablet is different, folks, but what we're doing here is searching for the IEMI number that you're going to need to provide to the AT&T representative in order to order a SIM card to activate your fast internet plan. First, you swipe down here, hit wireless, mobile network, and then SIM information. And when you hit that, it's going to show your IEMI number. So when you call the AT&T representative, folks, it's really simple. You don't mention the MOFI 4500. It's the tablet plan that you're focusing on. So simply provide your IEMI number and the other details the representative needs, and you'll be off to the races. So with the AT&T SIM, I actually had to use the adapter, and it is pretty obvious when it goes in. It just holds really nicely, so you know, okay, that's in now. And then the model I have came with these paddles, which give better reception, and fortunately mine came with it, but you can purchase those separately if you need to. And to get it going, essentially the first thing is to take this Ethernet cable here and then take one end and plug it into one of these yellow ports. I chose number 3. They're all numbered 1 through 4. I chose number 3. No real reason. And you push down, there we go, and slide it in just like that. I'm using a desktop computer, and in the back of your computer you'll see an Ethernet port just like this. Same thing, push down, push it into the computer. So of course the MOFI needs power, so there is this power unit. So this just plugs into any kind of two-prong outlet, and this just pushes into the power slot in the back of the MOFI like that. So there wasn't very much setting up to do at all, which really surprised me. Once the SIM card was properly installed, it took no time at all for my computer to see there was a new Wi-Fi router, and of course asked for a password. But that was a little premature. I had to go into the MOFI and create a password and do some real basic setup. And I'm going to defer to a great YouTube channel called Sele Training. He gives great tutorials on setting up the MOFI and even fine-tuning it. So even though I can access a lot of different bands, and with the MOFI you can go in and tool around and fine-tune the band that you're going to use, I found that band number 2 worked really well for me. And it's interesting, MOFI defaulted to that with a smart search of its own. And now that I have it set on band number 2, I don't even have to mess with anything because it's super fast. So I use speedtest.net to check the speed of my internet. It would creep and crawl and barely get to 4 megabits per second. Absolutely awful for download even. Upload, of course, is slower, so that was even worse. So compare that to now. So obviously I'm hoping the AT&T tablet plan doesn't go away with its amazing $20 a month plan. You know, I got rid of the US Mobile $50 a month plan and went with a cheap $20 a month talk and text and a little bit of data. So if you do the math, I pay around $40 for super fast internet and unlimited talk and text. I am really, really delighted that this frugal senior gets to be frugal and have super fast internet. I hope all this was helpful to you folks. I know this can get a bit geeky, for lack of better words, but for me, doing all the research and going through a lot of trial and error, I couldn't be happier with my setup right now. And I've had this setup now for months at this point. So if you have any questions about the MOFI 4500 that I can answer, or just about how I access fast internet here off-grid, then leave them in the comments below, and I really appreciate you watching. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video.